Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 10. As you just saw, we are going to dive straight into Game 2 of Lithium versus the Final Tribe. So here we go. Look at that. We're prepared. We're in lobbies left, right, and center all across the globe as we jump straight into Europe. So, Game 1, Lithium were able to take it. Game 2, what are we seeing at the moment? Things looking pretty good across the board here for Final Tribe. They've got 3 cores on top.
They do. Yeah, it was when we kind of first went to the break 5 minutes ago, it looked like it was pretty even, or the dire cores were on top, but that's quickly changed, and towers going down, so I think it's going to go even more in their favor. In terms of their heroes and lineup, Bloodseeker, Tiny, Mirana, all going to scale pretty well. Dire side, some scaling from Weaver, Kunkka, and Batrider is going to give them that kind of playmaking initiation, but it does look like Radiant are in a way better spot. Like, their heroes just look better late game. Their supports especially. Shaker, Wyvern, great team fight, good late game presence compared to the Venge, Undying, which to me are more laning dominant heroes. So the fact they went for these laning supports, didn't win the, well, maybe they did win the lanes, but they aren't currently winning is a bad sign.
So we've got build-wise, yeah, the Blink Shaker, let's go.
Blink
players they can
Tiny,
make.
so got lots of Blinks going around. Oh, we're tuning a good time. You know, we missed the lane stage, but we get here for the Blink team fight.
We're going to see the fights.
Yep.
This is the bit where it all kicks off.
Frost on the Mirana has an interesting build. Perseverance first. What's he up to? Lincoln's Rush? Okay.
I guess for the... Oh, I guess for the bat.
Bat, yeah.
No, I guess that's the big worry for him if he gets lassoed.
Let's see if they know areas here. Oh. Winter's Curse onto the Weaver. Arrow lands as well. Nicely played.
But he's got friends, and there's that jump with the lasso.
Now underneath the Tombstone too, this fight could go poorly, but they can't the TP.
Oh, they do get the 2 of them. TFC, Chessie.
Nicely done.
With the double kill, he's looking to try and chase down Kezu as well. He's got the Blade Mail.
Yeah, Kessie's like, I'll take this damage. Kezu, can he get out of here with the blink?
Oh!
Barely. Jonas fogged himself with the blink, unfortunately. Couldn't quite target the toss on him. That's good. That's good. That's the blink reveal.
Yeah.
Like he used
Drop the echo.
Yep.
Get them a 3rd kill, so now 14 days. It's only a 6k lead here for TFT.
Yeah, they want to force that game 3. Definitely a team who had a surprisingly disappointing result, perhaps in the major qualifier. They're definitely on the up and up. They were, you know, last year for Europe, it was like, who's going to compete with OG in qualifiers? Because every single major mine was like, oh, Secret, we're direct inviting them. Liquid, oh yeah, we're definitely inviting them. So European qualifiers was just like OG. And then every now and then someone would contest them, and TFT were one of those teams. But haven't been able to have the consistent results. But looking good here.
Yeah, this game looking pretty hot.
Arrow lands. Can they get the Venge?
And jump forward with Frost. There's going to be the heal, but it's not enough. They get the kill. Madara.
Still, he can't really move. The toss with the Rupture.
He is a goner.
Yeah. Just cleaning up. This team fight and just constant brawling is working so much. All these heroes have low cooldowns. Like Mirana, always ready to fight, doesn't really have any cooldowns you have to worry about. Tiny, same thing, have a toss, low cooldown. Your Shaker has an Echo Slam cooldown, but he's a support, so he can use fissures and stuff when it's down. This great constant aggression, and Jonas has a Shadow Blade now. Going up to Handskin. Wants this top bounty rune. Fireside, will they dare venture over? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. 3 bounty runes for TFT.
Now they're looking super far ahead.
Yep.
9k, 20 minutes.
Right, just
look at that. I mean,
happened in the last
pretty much
5
as
minutes,
we tuned in. Bam. TFT. The stocks are rising.
Chessie just going for pure survivability. Just going to allow him to play super aggressive in their face. Level 15 now. And here's the link, and it's coming up. Very expensive item to rush. Definitely unconventional build, but some games you just feel like it's going to offer so much, and Batrider Lasso is definitely one of those scenarios. It does kind of slow down sometimes your item progression, but doesn't look like Mirana's struggling to farm at all, so no reason this doesn't work here.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't have the Lincolns yet. Ooh, maybe doesn't get the next leap off. The Lincolns was just coming on the courier soon.
But the Winter's Curse?
Can he arrow?
He's going to hold them back. Now Jonathan fan. He's in position for the Avalanche toss to take down both the Batrider and the Vengeful Spirit. They keep the Marana alive in Chessie. Significant chase for more. He's stunning a punch into them. They've already managed to finish off a third, and Chessie with that movement speed is ready to chase down more as Madara's ruptured. Tries for the TP out. Is not going to make it.
Oh my. That's 4.
Whoa. This game it really did take a sudden sharp turn here in favor of TFT.
Yeah,
they are storming ahead.
Yeah, I think they survived the laning stage, which was always going to be the tough part. Talk about, like, yeah, the Undying as a strong laning hero. Venge is a similar thing. 4-position Venge in the offlane is just spamming that wave. And the fact they left the lane stage even meant once these blinks came online, they were able to just take all these fights and have the better team fight. Shaker, Wyvern proving to be very effective and get themselves a Roshan. Very nicely done.
Just on Chessie. May Jones was got Shadowblade, drums. Looking for that BKB, but not really. No sort of crit, of course, being worked towards yet. So that hard-hitting Tidebringer not too scary, really, for TFT at the moment.
And they're ready to go fight once again. These low cooldowns being one of the strong points of their lineup, and that means they're just, you know, take a Roach, go fight. Use some cooldowns. Well, a few seconds later, ready to fight again. Get some good deep wards down if possible. Would be really nice to set some things up, which is probably part of the goal with this smoke. And get one ward down in that neutrals area as looks like Lithium are trying to play elsewhere on the map. Unfortunately for Kezu, that means getting caught out.
Yeah, they set up onto the Batrider. The rupture upon him. Nowhere for Kezu to run, and already with the boosted moves, but Chess was just seeing if he could catch onto another, but they're already out of their Lithium, making sure not to give up anything more than just the 1 kill. As of now. And we'll find up towards the top lane at least a tier 1 trade for the loss of the Bat's life. For TFT, they're taking more than just the Bat. They're looking at a tier 2 tower middle. And they'll find it. No attempt at a defense here. And in fact, the tier 2 bottom as well. So 2 tier 2 towers there, taken by the final tribe.
That's all the out towers. So very quickly, this map is going to shrink for Lithium. They're going to be stuck in their base, wards surrounding it, and they're going to be forced back to their base because they're going to force the high ground. They're just going to start hitting it, use that bonus damage from the tiny trees. Just these BKBs may want to, doesn't want to turn and fight, he just wants to run. He has an Aegis, but once you're swapped in the base, even when you have an Aegis, if you die, chances are you're dying twice in a row, so he recognizes that his team do not want to commit into the high ground. I like that conservative play from him, given how far ahead they are. Not worth risking some kind of crazy Aegis fight behind a tier 3 tower.
The ult's back up, ready to go. And they'll look to move in and get use of those with this Moonlight Shadow. Echo Slam.
Was under a ward, I believe. Dire have vision there, so may have spotted it unless it was used in the trees.
They scanned it as well, so they know the movement's coming over here.
Yeah. But Earthshaker's very far forward and Tiny nearby as well. Looks like this should be a kill. Just the Undying support, so the lowest value kill, but they'll take it. Doesn't really cost them too much. They still Aegis in hand for a bit.
Well, no, that's what the Lincolns, as you said, a bit of an awkward item in the sense it may slow down the farms, but farm for the Marana, but with the kills he's getting, he's pretty much going to have the Maelstrom already on top of the Lincolns, so he's going to be in a perfect place for sort of 25 minutes and having both that damage item and also that defensive. Oh, he's gone. No chance to react, and they'll even find MT as well here. As 2 of them caught out alone on Lithium. The final tribe. Let just kill after kill. I was 25 to 8. That sort of change as we saw in the net worth. That's just so drastic. It did. I don't know what happened here. Look at it. It was flat even and then bam.
I was thinking, oh, we're going to hop in this game. It looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it looked pretty even. Like
this will be a good one.
Yeah.
Nice little warm-up before the following Liquid series, and no, it's just a stop.
Like, we're almost certainly going to game 3 by the looks of this. Unless something crazy happens, the Aegis will be popped. He's still got the Echo Slam, so he's just set up in perfect position.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, thanks for the setup, Kezu. He says as they killed both of those.
Oh, they hit the arrow on the Batrider. What a play from Frost. He wants more. He's going to get more.
Oh, they're going to call it soon.
And they've got buybacks. They probably can hold here, but like it's holding does not mean you're turning the game around. So sometimes it's definitely where a team might just call it. The tower should go down with the damage they've got from Tiny here.
A fantastic show from Final Tribe here. 20k advantage. Well, that's before they're taking some racks. So you add that in, they're going to get even more. Jump in, Jonas and Fan. He's got the combo.
Oh,
that's the Weaver gone.
That's the carry, yeah.
That's the carry out. The tier 3 gone. The bottom racks as well. Look at it go. TFT.
Oh.
Well, we just saw one series that was a stop. I don't know what happened in game 1.
No idea.
Do you want to, have you got the Dota? Go on, check the Dota bar. Let's see what did happen in game 1, because as you can see from the score, Lithium did win game 1. Well, like, was it a stomp the other way? Was that a close game? We'll be able to tell you, lads and ladies, right now.
1 hour.
It was not a stomp. So game 1 was a close one.
It was a comeback of sorts as well. It looks like Dire had a bit of a lead, and then Radiant ended up winning. So TFT almost won game 1.
They almost won game 1 as well. So overall, the outlook for TFT looks a little bit better in this best of 3.
Yeah, definitely. I think coming in, we thought Lithium were favored given their past result versus Liquid in the major qualifier. They were the ones who upset them. But TFT showing, you know, maybe some return to their former glory and form. Maybe not glory, but former form that they had, where they were looking pretty good in Europe. Looking for Kezu. Can he find maybe a curse set up into an arrow? Doesn't look to be the case. No backup as well. Yeah, space created. Stops Kezu from cutting the wave.
Yeah, doesn't have TP for 10 seconds. We'll have to chill there for a little bit. There's Mage, still desperately trying to scramble his way towards the BKB. A few hundred more gold and they'll have it. Chessie, BKB and AC. Ooh. Now they're ready for him to help push and siege the base.
AC already. Heart queued up for Jonas. He's most of the way there too. It's the crazy thing. We'll find a double damage rune for his bottle. And jump towards bottom. I think he may just be clearing this out a little bit. We do have the racks down, so bottom will just naturally push out by itself. Does seem like TFT are just happy to chill out. They got the racks advantage. 25k gold lead. No rush to end things. Wait for another Roshan or whatever it may be. Era's like, I'm going to take this farm, Tiny. You TP down bottom? Well, no creeps here. Don't know what happened to him.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, here they go.
I'm going to try and do something outside of the base.
Maybe. Yeah, this
it's like tough.
Desperation play of sorts.
They're looking for that wraparound.
Yeah, gonna get on the high ground, but no one's here.
Nope.
Radiant are scanning.
They're gonna ward out. Yep. But that's it.
That isn't really enough for them. And they may have to go defend soon. Weaver doesn't have a TP for now. TFT Moonlight Shadow preemptively expecting some kind of a play to be happening. I haven't seen any heroes on the map for a good 30-40 seconds now. So you're saying, okay, they may be smoked up, or they're doing something mischievous, or they're just staying in their base, in which case, you know, that's also good for us. And they just make sure they don't get caught out with the Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, but certainly a tough one for Lithium in their draft as well. Very much oriented towards winning the lanes and such. His bottom lane, Jonas and Fab. Comes in with the DD, and they should get both of these, as Kezu can't escape. MNT's been found out as well as Era. He's in the vision with it.
He's like, I'm giving him the triple kill.
Yeah.
MNT, what a nice guy.
Yes. Well, we're seeing a few stomps today.
Yeah, absolutely. This one may not start as one, but quickly became one. And nothing much else to it. 29k gold lead, 3 minutes in, almost that 1k a minute rate, which is where it's kind of well and truly over, and not just over, but absolutely obliteration.
Yeah. No doubt about that at all. As the mid lane, TFT push it in, jump forward, Jonas and Fan with the toss back. There's the Fisher as well. Pex, who's got a buyback, will come out from Kezu.
They've already lost racks. It's like, for what purpose are you defending at this point if both bottom and mid are down.
Yeah, you got the last onto Chessie, but you're not doing anything with that at all as Chessie, BKBs walks it off.
Yep. They're not going to commit to the top lane. I think wary that, you know, these heroes are respawning and they've used some of these cooldowns, the BKB, the Rupture already down. So, yeah, happy to reset. And also, I believe Roshan might be up soon. So something they could be considering.
Yeah, no harm in playing it safe here. Should TFT.
Bounty runes and all that. Good jazz. Heart of Tarask. Well, good luck killing Tiny. But yeah, they're waiting for Roche. It looks like an immediate smoke from the Dire team. They're like, well, we're down 4 Rex. How can this get worse? Well, if they get Aegis, and that's a smoke for it. It's not actually up, though. Oh,
it just came up. Just came up.
Ivan gets away. Now they know they left the base, and you can kind of just run away, because Dire team are not... they're not going to really go for Roche here. They can't. They're blind. They have no vision. That's like a quick way to just die and lose the game. So at some point, they're going to have to just go back, defend mid, defend bottom, because that's super creeps, and they're going to very quickly ruin your tier 4 towers. So Roshan will pretty much play itself into your hands if you're TFT.
MMT. Will that verify that?
The 32-minute fairy fire. Who wants the kill? Says TFT. And
Chessie.
oh, Madara's being ruptured.
Ay, ay, ay.
No way out.
That's a buyback from MMT.
Could just back off once again. So they do go for Roshan. Mage wants to catch someone with his X. I see the Tiny here, but I don't think he wants to go on him.
I know with this heart. They do not have the damage at all to take him. They'll go to Roche. TFT.
Well, they say we're going to contest Roche. We'll see how this works. Winter's Curse could come out for Era. He's very far forward here.
Let's get the swap. But there's the BKB Mage heading forward. Look at the hits onto Era. Era turns with Winter's Curse holding the Conqueror in place. The Comma comes out with the tiny hand scan. In with the slam on the two of them. As GG will finally be called here in Game 2. As Lithium will tap out. And we will be going to a Game 3 between these two teams. As, yeah, that game, a rough one for Lithium.
Yeah, TFT, you know, looking like a strong team here.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would say, like when I see the player names of the teams, I would say this feels like an even matchup. I think a lot of the Lithium favoring comes from just the past result against Liquid, but that was a Liquid team who
looked a bit
iffy. Yeah. Had Kura playing Storm one game.
Kura playing Storm.
And just, you know, seemed to be in post-TI holiday break mode more than anything. So I think you can't really praise... I mean, you can praise Lithium. It's a great win, of course, but you shouldn't be overhyping them just based on that one best of 3.
No. Well, we will be going to a Game 3 of this series as Lithium, as we just saw, struggled in Game 2, but they did win Game 1. 1-1 at the moment between Lithium and TFT. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back here at the Corsair Dream League Season 10 EU Regional Qualifiers the room right now, as we'll have Game 3 of this, and then we'll move on to see Liquid versus Mango Bay. So all happening here in Europe. We'll see you in a second.
Watch the player's point of view with your favorite setup. Follow your favorite Dota 2 player in every detail. With the Snipe Sense, you can get direct predictions about the upcoming game. Subscribe to the Digital Pass now.
seems right. I only meet you in the moonlight. I know the devil's inside. Just carry me alone. And it seems right. I only meet you in the moonlight. I know the devil's inside. Just carry me alone. Followed you into the dark. 'Cause you're the great, you're the art. Every game I tried to play, played it first, threw it away. And it seems right. I only meet you in the moonlight. I know the devil's inside. Just carry me alone. And it seems right. I only meet you in the moonlight. I know the devil's inside. Just carry me alone. Seems right. I only meet you in the moonlight. I know the devil's inside. Just carry me along. And it seems right. I only meet you in the moonlight. I know the devil's inside. Just carry me along. And it seems right. I only meet you in the moonlight. I know the devil's inside. Just carry me along.
You swore you saw an angel, and it was just the sunlight in your eyes, blending with the crayon-colored trees that touch the sky. And when it came to you, that maybe something's wrong with how we treat each other, how we barely get along. All we need is love. All we need is love. All we need is love to heal the world. All we need is love. You thought he was a stranger. See the desperation in his eyes, shuffling your feet, you turn away and wonder why.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 10. I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here with Gods, and we are 2/3 of the way through one of the EU series. It is, of course, the side of Final Tribe up against Lithium. We just saw Final Tribe take a very convincing game too. Like, it was close in the lanes. Apparently, we joined after the laning stage, and then bam! It was the net worth graph was up and up and up, and it was game over. It really was. There was no chance for Lithium at the end of that game. So we're going to have Game 3 coming up just in a second. From what we saw in Game 2, Parker, what needs to change for Lithium, do you think?
I don't know. I feel like I didn't see enough of Game 2. It was kind of the snowball was going. If you're going to pick strong lane heroes that have a better start, I guess, maybe they need to go less all in on the lanes, get some of those teamfight heroes themselves, the Shakers, the Wyverns. Than that, what cores? The Weaver just seemed to be getting bursted every single fight as well. He
had a rough game.
Playing against Tiny and Bloodseeker, the two cores that just kind of can counter him at least.
I think he got his BKB maybe just before the end, but other than that, there was pretty much nothing on Madara.
Yep.
Couldn't do anything in those fights.
The Batrider pick was always, I think, a bit dubious just in general. I'm not convinced that this is a great hero right now, unless you have got like a specific lane matchup that's going to be good for him, or just hero matchup. I don't think he really counted anything too crazy that game. Well, Bloodseeker, Tiny, like that's not amazing against either of those. Not terrible.
No, but there's a lot of issues for him.
Yeah.
In terms of if either of those heroes get on top of them, ruptures.
Yep. And Miranda,
avalanche toss combos.
Another hero that Bat's not great against by any means. I think it just felt like they just slotted in a Bat because they thought, maybe because who likes Bat, but. I don't think liking Bat or having a good Bat player is a big enough reason to pick the hero in the current patch.
No, not at all. So we'll see how they do change it up. The Game 3, as I say, we should be just waiting for the draft, getting the lobby ready, lobby sorted to get in. As we didn't see the draft of Game 2, so we couldn't quite tell you off the top of our heads who picked what in terms of order and such. So it'll be interesting to see what these teams have been prioritizing. I guess
get that out for you if you want.
We can check it out. So what was sort of what was top tier for these teams? What were they picking first?
Let's see. So top bans, IO, Phoenix, Treant were banned by TFT. Lithium banned Chen, Silencer, Wraith King.
Wraith King ban? Well, I guess because Final Tribe are still the team that do still like to play Wraith King.
Yeah, they'll play him on Frost on the carry role.
Yeah.
Then Weaver Undying first two, Shaker, Tiny on the other side. Later picks was the Wyvern, Mirana, Bloodseeker. Last pick, Kunkka. Batrider, Venge were like middle picks, so yeah, nothing too crazy. I don't like the 4-position Venge as well. Like I think those two middle picks for Lithium just feel a bit underwhelming. You're not really getting much out of your 4-position Venge as far as scaling. Typically, I think the 3-position makes more sense. We saw that from was it Admiral?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
we saw them do the position 3 Vengeful Spirit.
And then Batrider, yeah, I guess I'm trying to think. They picked it after the Wyvern, maybe think, we can burn people when they're Cold Embrace, but I don't think that's a big enough reason to pick Batrider. He has to put himself in this kind of dangerous position anytime he goes in if he gets to have a tossed. And it was also a great last pick Bloodseeker. It was a really good Bloodseeker game. That was the overall last pick of the draft, so they really took advantage of having that last pick and punished a lot of those enemy heroes. Having Rupture against Weaver, against Batrider, and also a pretty good lane matchup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good drafting from TFT.
Yeah, good stuff. And as we saw as well, we looked back at what happened in Game 1. Looked like it was a close one. TFT did have an edge, and then they sort of let it slip away. So, as we were saying off the back of that Game 2, I think TFT are proven to be sort of the favourites in this matchup.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in Game 3.
Yeah, at least today, like the way these teams are looking based on how they played. Maybe a few days ago, Lithium were just in better form. I think all regions are like this once you get past like the really top level of teams. It's a day-to-day thing where one day you can be playing well and better than another team. The next day, they can be beating you.
Sure.
Sometimes it's just not your day.
Oh, well, I do believe we got a draft, and indeed we do, right up here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Final Tribe versus Lithium. This is Game 3. The bans to come out. IO, once again banned out by Lithium, and Treant Wyvern. Taken out by Final Tribe. So, always interesting to see if Lithium do take out any of those heroes that we did see Final Tribe have such a good time with in that Game 2.
Yeah, maybe Wyvern's interesting because Final Tribe were the ones playing Wyvern. So they're actually banning it this time around. Maybe think there's going to be a switch up in the draft. Maybe just wanting to go a different direction themselves. Undying banned out since they versus the last game. Decided enough of that. He's annoying. Let's ban him. Last game one, there was Silencer banned as well as Phoenix. Phoenix seems like a very popular hero from the European games I've seen.
Yep.
Something Lithium really like because they run him in multiple roles. I've seen Kezu played as a core, played in the support.
10 seconds remaining.
So maybe Lithium ban the Silencer, who's kind of the Phoenix counter in some ways.
Team pick.
Ban Wraith King, of course, same as last game.
Yeah, they
Makes
seem
sense.
to really respect the, as you said, the Frost Wraith King, the carry Wraith King that the final tribe will still happily play.
Team pick.
They get the Tiny,
Yep.
and you may even want to grab that Shaker as well. I feel like if they just,
Maybe
Just gonna
Phoenix
do that
bigger,
again.
Phoenix while I'm down there. Oh yeah, time.
yeah. Shaker or Phoenix, I think you're bang on the two
so
heroes that I would expect to see
TFT.
somewhere in these first few picks from both sides.
Yeah, they did offlane Tiny. I think Jonas is a great Tiny player.
Mm-hmm.
Trust in him. So you
10
said
seconds
Shaker.
remaining.
We think maybe a Phoenix. We even have
5
Phoenix. There we go.
seconds
He's up
remaining.
here. Possible Silencer, I would say.
Yep, that's fine, still in the pool. So yep, there you bang on. Phoenix.
I don't think you want to get Phoenix with Silencer. I think there's too much overlap. If you, well, Phoenix can play 3 position, but it pretty much says, okay,
Yeah.
Phoenix is a core or a 4. He's going to be in the offlane Silencer, so you're going to be a 5. So we'll,
Phoenix with Shaker though, that would be good if they do want to go for that Shaker 2 on Lithium.
Phoenix on the Dire. We're going to put him in the offlane. Just
Yeah,
because
put him
I
in-
know
put him in the
Kezu
offlane.
likes to play him. M&T,
10
we'll see.
seconds
Seen a lot of
remaining.
5 position, but can vary. Shaker Phoenix, I think I like a bit better. You've got a
5
hero that
seconds
goes
remaining.
well at protecting, at least decent at protecting the egg. You've got a stun. You've got a pathing blocker. So could still see the Shaker. He's on the bench right now. Waiting to be subbed in.
Let's see Lithium. To the bonus time.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they're thinking about a game like that, like what they need to work on, because they had strong laning heroes, they didn't really dominate. Come mid-game, their heroes were a bit weak. Maybe they just want to get some stronger mid-game fighting cores. Weaver kind of fits the bill, but I think they're going to be put off from it.
Yeah, they look like they had a rough game.
Radiant
Last game on the Weaver. A-Take
Oh.
and Ogre Magi.
They're going to double down on the lane stage.
Ooh.
They say, you know,
Hurrah.
we had Undying, we strong lanes, we need even stronger. Let's get this Ogre
Okay.
McGee.
It's one of those supports as well that's not too scared of a Tiny. You know, not always going to die straight up to the burst because you are such a beefy fellow. On the Ogre Magi.
I think he
And
needs-
yeah, as you say, yeah, strengthens the lane. Straight up, the final tribe, they'll claim Weaver for themselves this time round.
So what does TFT want to do? Is that a Frost hero? Or Jonas hero? We'll probably see Frost on the
Probably
Weaver with
Frost,
Jonas
yeah.
Tiny.
I think you bang on with the Jonas
Alright.
playing Tiny.
Radiant safe lane.
Yep.
Gives you a way to kill the egg. At
Yep.
least reasonably well. Got the Gemini attack, and you've got the range here. You can get even Dragon Lance if you want some additional help to be able to kill that egg.
10
So
seconds remaining.
pretty good option, I would say. And just yeah, flexible
5
flexible cores.
seconds remaining.
Is 2 cores. Normally you're seeing a support with these
Radiant
cores,
team
not doubling on the cores early on, but you're picking 2 of the better ones in this current meta at least. TFT banned Bloodseeker themselves. Interesting.
Yeah, and the PL ban actually coming from their side.
PL versus Weaver goes both ways. Weaver, it's annoying because you don't really have answers to the PL and his illusions. You're forced to go this Maelstrom build, but at the same time you can, of course, not get juked out by the
10 seconds
doppelganger plays
remaining.
because of the bug being able to stick on top of him.
5 seconds
Yeah, I
remaining.
wonder what sort of core Lithium are going to look at. That's sort of going to be the core. You know, it's going to be bloodlusted and be this massive,
Oh.
terrifying beast.
Yeah.
We have sort of seen.
Could see some Mirana action. Seen a lot of
Sure,
good success with
Mirana is there.
It's not super exciting or anything
Dire
crazy,
team
but
pick.
I don't know if Lithium like to play the Void. I always like to see the Void when there's a Weaver on the other side, and Void is one of those heroes that of course can benefit massively from the Ogre Magi buff. It's really nice synergistically with the Phoenix, so I would not mind a Void pick here for Lithium. Sure, the Tiny is a little annoying if he gets to that stage where the Tiny gets sort of his first, his Blink Dagger or his Shadow Blade, and he's across the map. You've got to be very aware of where he is, but
guarantees the egg going off, and
Yeah,
it is
I like
just
the
straight
Void.
up one of the best counters to Weaver.
yeah, it really is.
The Chronospheres.
I would not mind seeing a Void.
But
Yeah, not just the time dilation as well is a huge nuisance for Weaver. Even if the late stage, you sort of get the matchup. You +1, you put that sort of the Void Ogre lane. If that Weaver's not too careful, you can outplay him and you can kill him with an early point in time dilation.
Some heroes on the side. I got a Mirana down there as well as something.
Yeah.
I think that benefits from the Bloodlust a lot. Pretty good against Tiny. You just kite him around, you outrange him. Same thing even with Weaver to a certain extent.
Radiant team
Necrophos.
Okay, so Necrophos for the offlane.
Not bad.
So that's, as I said, I imagine you're probably going to... Do you think it's going to be but Necro Phoenix then, or would you put the Ogre with the Necro?
Necro, you just want to lane him most likely against the Tiny, I guess.
Dire team pick.
But could be flexible. Could all,
Yeah.
it lanes well against Weaver too, with Ghost Shrouds, so could go multiple ways. So Necro Ogre, is that a lane? That's a safe lane. Could also be off lane. We'll put Necro in the safe lane for now with the Ogre.
Okay.
And then we go to Dark Will. This is going to be the 4 position, I can only imagine.
10
So
seconds
that'll
remaining.
be with the Tiny down bottom.
5 seconds remaining.
Move out of the way, fellas. Yeah.
And Dark Willow. There may be a little bit of a put off for the Voyage. You know, Terrorize can be quite annoying. Can ruin a good Chronosphere if you haven't got that BKB ready to go with you.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, as you said, if you get the Chrono and then the Egg off, it doesn't matter if you get sent back because you're going to hit the Supernova stun. There's going to be time for you to time warp back in again in the fight.
Yeah, one more here. And bring out Lena. Everyone's playing Lena. This is like that. You can't go wrong picking a Lena.
Mm-hmm.
If we see if that one maybe makes its way onto the battlefield. Good against the Necro in general. Good against killing Phoenix Egg. But Final Tribe also have last pick, so it's kind of... It feels like you're just not using your last pick if... actually, no, they don't have last pick. Sorry. So, yeah, I think Final Tribe 4th picking Lena makes sense here because
Yeah.
you don't have last pick. You don't get to counter your opponent. It's like that. Pick Lena, ban TA. We've seen it again and again. It's the kind of thing that you can't go wrong with. Gives you an answer to Phoenix, to Necro. Strong laner. I'd be surprised if they...
Well,
what
they're going right down to the bottom of their reserve time here, Lithium. Literally down to the bottom of it.
Radiant team pick.
Oh,
All right, we're going to put some Void.
so no Void. Void's out of this. They want to go the Arc Warden route.
Yep.
Okay. Is this a good Arc Warden game?
What are we up against? Could be. I
mean, if Tiny,
counters anything
Tiny
particularly.
gets sort of the few early items, they have got ways to sort of catch that Arc Warden.
Go on, wait, does he want to go mid or... I guess it's flexible,
10
but
seconds remaining.
probably see safe lane, so we'll move Necro out of this lane.
Yeah.
5 seconds
With the Ogre, that
remaining.
sounds like a good hero to secure Aqua and some farm. Necro with Phoenix seems decent-ish. A lot of harass from the magic fire spirits with Necro. And this is where I'd expect to see Lena picked up, but we'll see. There's plenty of other options. I wonder if you change your... The Aqua Warden does put off the Lena idea because it's a range hero. You want something that maybe gets inside the bubble. Gap closes a bit better. Tiny does that. Weaver can because of Shikuchi, but is still a range hero as well. I think what the melee options might be that also could be pretty good against the Necro. Maybe like an Ember type hero could be a consideration. Depends how much you
Dire
want to...
team back.
Okay, yeah, the same thing. Gap closer,
Yeah.
gets inside the bubble. Doesn't really care about Aqua Warden. Also, he just finds the Aqua Warden because often he's sitting back with his real hero while he just farms with his Tempest double. So it gives you, way to...
It's a pretty nice game as well. You know, the only real stun you're worried about is the Fire Blast, and even at that, it's not, if you're lucky with the RNG as a Storm Spirit, it's not going to stun you for too long.
10
Could still
seconds
see a lane, I
remaining.
guess, for the Lithium side. Not sure if that's what they're going to be
5
considering.
seconds remaining.
And not got long to think about it here, though, with their lack of
Radiant
reserve
team
time.
back.
They'll ban out the Bat Rider from Final Tribe, even though Final Tribe, as we said, they've already got a Tiny, so
Ooh,
Would-
thinking it's a support Tiny, I guess.
would have been surprised. I mean, it can be, but I think it would work absolutely fine in the core position in this game. But maybe they do want to shy away from that and get themselves something different to finish off the draft. Final Tribe.
Yeah. A lot
10
of
seconds remaining.
flexibility with some of these heroes. And even if Tiny is support, you can put Weaver with the Tiny, you can do Weaver safe lane, so... plenty of options.
Oh no, yeah. I was going to say Drow would have been nice, but obviously Drow was banned just now, a couple of bans ago by Lithium for Final Tribe. That would have been a nice ending hero if they did want to do Tiny support.
Final Tribe. Plenty of time to think about what they want, but at the same time, they may see Lithium. You've got 1 second left. Or
Yeah,
reserve
they can
time.
put them hot on the spot.
Go fast. Make them think fast. Because Lithium probably don't know instantly what they want to pick because they're the team that's going to have to respond and use their 10th pick. So they're looking to somewhat counter the entire draft. At the same time, they see 3 cores. They see
5
Storm, Weaver,
seconds
Tiny.
remaining.
I guess the X factors if you do put Tiny onto a support role. But then you're looking at Willow being a 5. You don't really want to see that Willow in the 5 as much. Not
I mean,
out of the question, but
I know we put the Void away, but they could, as you say, put the Arc Ward in mid and still have a space for the Void to finish, couldn't they? If they wanted to.
they could absolutely.
But we'll see. Pugna?
Yeah, Aquaden is fine against the Storm.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, yeah.
So Pugna going to be the what? Offlaner, I guess. What are we looking at? I'm getting confused on whose side is what.
Well, it's looking like it is a tiny support.
which
It
means
is.
what? Pugna, Tiny together, and Willow 5.
Yeah.
position?
Pugna Tiny sounds like a good combo.
5 seconds
A lot of
remaining.
magical burst to work with. Oh, they go for an Invoker.
So
Oh.
different. Arc Warden is going to
Wait, is-
the Storm.
So explain this to me, is this a good or a bad idea, picking Invoker into Pugna? How does that work out as the game pans out?
That's okay. You
You
can go
don't mind?
BKB if you need. It's not.
You're not
terrible
worried
by
about the
any
board?
means.
Okay.
No, I think you can play around it well enough.
All right. Okay, well there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get to see some Invoker from Lithium, so all very exciting. Is it enough, though? As the final tribe, as we said, game 2, they stomped it. It was a convincing win for them there. Can they do it again? Do we believe in the Invoker? It's Arc Warden.
I think Invoker's
What do you
one of
reckon?
Mage's big heroes too.
Okay, it is. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's Mage, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is his most played. Check it out. Let's get some stats.
Some sniping.
It's definitely it is
in pro games.
in pro games. It is his most
Pub
played.
games,
Yeah.
his most played.
How many games? What's he got?
886.
And what's his win rate?
48%.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Okay.
He plays a lot.
He plays at a very high
Yeah,
level
I know.
as well.
Yeah, he's ranked 45 in Europe. So
48%. You know, it's nearly 50%.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
not
No, you
the
normally
doesn't
expect
look the
these-
most impressive win rate wise. Maybe he played it a lot when he was a new player. But anyway, predictions. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go against the 48% win rate. I'm going with Final Tribe.
Final Tribe as well.
Yeah, I'm going Final
Time
Tribe,
two.
yeah.
Let's go.
They look really good game too.
I think they've got good
they'll do
answers
it.
to Arc
Yeah.
One, so I think they're going to be able to deal with it. They can get inside the bubble. Arc One needs to get a lot of items, get very fat,
Yeah, they need time.
hexes and all that. So
Let's have a look.
let's see.
Have a look, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3. Winner of this will play against the winner of Liquid and Mango Bay. An exciting series that we will have for you right after this series.
We're in for 3 heroes going down for these runes to start things off. Looks like TFT going to be doing some different things with the lane. So their safe laner, Frost, going to the off lane. It's going to be up against Madara up there. And then it is, for now, Pugna playing in the bottom lane.
30 seconds to battle.
Looking to perhaps send Pugna to this kind of heavier harass lane where it's a bit harder to farm. Give Weaver a better time against the Arc Warden, who's not too difficult to deal with. Early levels, he's not really too painful of a laner. He's actually pretty weak with his base damage.
Just what I was waiting for.
Let's see. I'm interested to see how well Frost can do with this Weaver, because I think this hero is really strong. But last game, Madara did not have a lot of fortune with it. It did not look like an impressive Weaver match. That game 2. And yeah, this, as we say, Invoker and Arc Warden. Not always 2 heroes that you expect to see on the same lineup.
I haven't got, like, except for Sunstrike. I wonder what we're going to be seeing with the Invoker, whether it's Quas
I think he's going to go Quas Wex for this game, isn't he?
Yeah, it might be better off. Yeah, it's got Quas level 1, so
Yeah.
that's almost a given at this point with this build. Probably see some Urn action, Spirit Vessel.
I mean, you know, EMP this game is going to be very annoying. You know, you drain these heroes' mana and they do nothing. You know, all of them reliant on their spells.
Yeah, it's very annoying as Storm to play against the Cold Snap Urn because sometimes you just can't get your Ball Lightning off when that's coming on top of you when he has high levels of Cold Snap. So it could be something that he has in mind as far as dealing with that Storm Spirit. Ogre gets rooted up once, gets away, takes some good harass here. Just pretty efficient trades coming in so far at the top lane. And across the board, bottom lane is going to be the tiny Pugna playing in the safe lane. And he's looking for that early last hit advantage with the tiny support. Even as a support going for the tree grab level 1. No tossbacks, no stuns. Just wants to get some denies on range creeps and whatnot, I imagine.
And what is this? Pretty much what as expected. They would rather just have the Weaver farming top. Well, this is final try of getting the lane matchup they want.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I think for Lithium, they're not too upset about these lanes, but definitely you're sending Weaver top, hoping that he gets Arc Warden instead of Necro. Necro is just the tougher lane.
Oh, Frost.
Yeah, Frost is a lane where he can get killed thanks to the Dark Willow. Dark Willow also doesn't want to play in the safe lane. This is the hero that, with the Brambles, has a lot of kill potential, wants to play somewhere where he can find these kills and be effective. And that's exactly what this top lane with Weaver is for him.
Bottom lane, Kezu getting a little bit low, but the Fire Spirit's out there from MNC. Will push back both Hanskin and Jonas and Fan.
Yep. And it's going to take some early last hits just to make sure they don't get denied. And Jonas, see how he does on the Pugna. Pugna against the Necro, always been one of the good counters, of course. Can't really rely on the Ghost Shot in the heals.
Hanskin.
Okay, might, let's just kill.
Alright, I got themselves a kill on the board there, Lithium.
Don't think he was expecting that level 2 being hit there as Phoenix gets the instant dive and finds the kill. Oh my, Courier.
Oh.
Doesn't go for the hero kill.
He's got it. And oh, that Courier had quite a bit on. That was what I imagine pretty much the Aquila of, I guess, the Weaver?
Yeah. Weaver had the first blood, so I think he actually had a lot of gold, which meant he was going to have a very fast Aquila.
So he ain't going to be too happy with that one. He's going to have to wait on his Aquila.
Yep.
A couple of minutes. Which could have been sort of the ticket to allow him to win that top lane even harder. But as we saw, even though he's got the kill, he's not really slowing down the farm of the Arc Warden. Arc Warden's still fine. 12 for 5, getting the CS top.
Yep. To at least hold his own for the most part. I guess doing his best to just secure this farm up here. Not the fun in your face ogre, but just, hey, more the bodyguard. You come near my Arc Warden, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to throw spells at you. Chessie at mid, he needs to, I think, hopefully find a 4-minute rune here to refill his bottle. It's going to be one of the kind of deciding factors for his lane. He already had the one TP in to refill it from Tiny, and you can't always rely on that. So at some point he either has to get some runes or he's just going to get harassed out of this lane. Invoker not having problems with regen because of the Quas factor. Necro doing Necro things. Even though the Pugna is a counter to Necro, it's not so much a laning stage counter. Necro just beats everyone in lane. That's what he does.
Let's see, 4-minute rune is going to be up top. It is a regen rune as well, but Mage, he's got his eyes on it. So he's going to make sure that Storm doesn't get his hands on it. Top lane, another bit of a go on to Pexu. Pexu making sure he doesn't walk into the Bramble.
Nicely done. Killed the beetle while dodging the maze. He's getting very low down bottom. Doesn't have any regen left, so he might be forced back. No shrine for 40 seconds, so we'll just go all the way back to base.
Top, quick blast onto Frost. But still, Matter doing very well farming this lane against these two. As Pexu, he did die, but he is definitely sort of trying his best to keep the attention away from the Arc Warden, and it's working.
Yep.
Keeping the farm safe for him.
Good hero to secure a lot of farm for. You've got a Quaswax Invoker, so you don't really have to worry about securing his lane. He's going to have an okay time. He'll get decent-ish farm. He can't win the lane really against the Storm. Storm with the Remnants and the low damage output of the Quaswax Invoker just has a better time than maybe than the Exort one as far as last hits goes. But this Invoker will come online much sooner.
They're very close to having the level 6 Chessie. So even if those movements do come in, he's going to be pretty hard to grab a hold of, as we mentioned in the lineup that Lithium have. It is just that Fire Blast, Reaper's Scythe for the only two real big lockdowns that the Storm has to worry about.
Yeah, he's just gone back to the jungle. He's like, I need to get my level 6. I don't want to die here. And it's being chased around by a Phoenix, and that means Phoenix is gone for this bottom lane, and Kezu is all on his lonesome self. Seems like TFT have recognized that Kezu's alone.
Again.
Yeah, they'll dive him.
Ooh.
Bit off the mark with that last Nether Blast. So
Didn't quite get him. Chessie.
this is what Chessie was dealing with back in the jungle. The Storm trying to get 6 left the lane to jungle, and Phoenix was there to punish. Just couldn't quite get the kill. How are we looking? We need to find Frost here, or at least force the Shikuchi. He's taking a lot of damage. Shikuchi on through, needs to be careful. Next, it's a Radiant Sentry. They de-warded the Dire one that was there, so Dire puts down another. Continues his Sentry battle. Back at bottom, Hanskin.
They're chasing him. The blast comes out from Jonas and Fan onto the two of them. But Hanskin, he's out of mana. He does have a Mango. Kezu and MNT won't go any further. Hanskin, just keep an eye on them from the side in case they do step forward. Kezu's nearly level 5 though, and even though they've got decent amount of magical burst, he's been hard to take down. He's each time been building up those stick charges. With the Ghost Rider just having too much sort of burst HP for them to burst through with the levels they have on TFT at the moment on this bottom lane.
Invoker's trying to maybe get a jump on the Willow or just getting some last hits. Either way, mid lane's been opened up for the Willow to get his level 6, and Storm is happy to just do some jungling. Feels probably a bit safer just in there, and like if he goes mid, he's just gonna get harassed down, tornadoed, EMP'd. Even if he has Ball Lightning to get away, he's gonna be constantly forced to use those defensively. We still have to be playing pretty careful here. Sentry in the top lane means it's not really the safest place to be, using Shikuchi aggressively.
Ooh, but with the TP in from the Storm, they're going to be able to make a big impact up top.
Yeah.
Chessie comes in.
This is the other really strong part about having the Storm playing in the jungle. Even when he hits level 6, is that, you know, you think he's jungling, but he suddenly shows up to a lane, finds a kill. If he's playing in mid lane instead of the support Willow, you know when you know that gank isn't coming. And at some point, you just have to farm the lane. You're an Arc Warden. You want farm. You can't just not be in lane because Storm's missing. He's going to be missing for a long time because he can jungle so efficiently. They ping out that ward from Tiny, so they may have an idea of what's going on.
Bottom, just a quick bit of zoning onto Kezu. Hanskin can't quite get there in time. And even if he did, MNT's already out with the spirits, keeping tabs on him, making sure that he can't close in to drop a combo. Now MNT continues to run down. Hanskin not quite level 6 on Kezu, very close to it. This creep wave should give him that Reaper's Scythe, and he does have the back of a Mage as well as Mage, trying to lead him with a Cold Snap. But Jonas and Van's already into the tower. They're diving in. EMP down as well. Will drain the mana of Hanskin. He's got the stick charge. He'll put the stick, live for the TP back to base, and no further disables there from Mage, so Hanskin will be fine. As that rotation from Mage, it'll push him out of the lane, but it won't get them any kills.
Yeah, not quite the outcome they were perhaps hoping for. Still, not all too bad. Eva maintains his presence in this bottom lane to make sure this tower is being protected. More importantly, just this farm's being taken. It's on these pretty early stages where both teams just trying to ramp up and get their early game peaks, which is like, Storm finishing his Kaya, Pugna maybe getting an Aether Lens, Tiny, any kind of initiation item, which may take a while to actually come up since he's going to be a support Tiny.
Zip it on top. Gets himself in with the Vortex. They do have to decryptify the blast, but it's not enough to finish off Kezu. Now TP reaction comes in. MNT swoops forward with a dive. Chessie has to zip himself to safety with the last remaining bit of mana as Hanskin is being focused. The Fire Blast comes in. The Reaper Scythe down as well. It will do the job. Take out the Tiny. The life drain's there to find the return kill onto Kezu. Chessie trying to chase down Pexu as well. The Blast. The Stick Charge is giving him just enough mana for that right-click passive to tick in. There's a double kill for Jonas Fan. He's diving forward even further. There's MNT's force back as well. So with the numbers they brought in, TFT were able to come out and top of that top trade. Losing a Tiny to the Scythe, but quickly getting 2 kills in return, and one of those being that Necrophos that went up to the top lane.
Yeah, Jonas just getting a lot of spell usage out there and doing a lot of damage, so nicely played by him, and his team some key kills, and not done, just constantly harassing Kezu, who hasn't quite finished his Hood yet. That's going to be a key item against this Pugna. Probably see, Hood into some kind of maybe stat item or Blade Mail. Against Pugna's like so-so. It stops him healing, but you're still taking damage end of the day. He's not really being reflected that much damage. Phoenix, the Supernova, going to be coming to play as he does have the Experience Tome. Bring him up to level 6.
Just one another, either side of the tree line.
Yeah, if Hanskin chops his way through this tree, he'll quickly see MNT. Doesn't have a Quelling Blade, I believe, though.
And will show himself now as well. So Lithium know that there's numbers up here.
Yeah, Invoker's TP'd in.
Good look to try and
Wanna
fight.
fight this.
They swoop forward. We're just going to be dropped down. Necrophos will dodge it. Supernova's going to be out. Is there any way they can kill the egg? They're not going to try to. They'll just run away from it. Supernova stun only to catch onto Hanskin. Hanskin does have backup around. Terrorize down onto the three of them. Starting to send back Lithium. Can they get any kills from this? Frost chases forward. The bug's out on Peksu and Mage as they'll dive towards that tower. The Bedlam comes out from the Dark Willow. Will finish off Kezu, and now they're trying to dive for more. The stun comes out to Frost. He's set up the 8. Does have a time lapse. Is he going to be able to get it off? He is. Frost is going to be fine. Time lapse is back. Hanskin gets the combo out onto the Invoker. The toss through as well as they find 3. Jonathan found with a double kill as TFT take the team fight. Both teams bringing in numbers, but TFT just a little bit better there with that execution. The egg was successful at the start, but there wasn't really the follow-up. TFT backed out perfectly and then re-engages.
Yeah, really nice first fight of the game, at least big team fight. The first egg and the big ultis coming to play. Big difference is one team brought everyone, the other, Arc1 wants to farm. This is kind of what this hero is going to bring to the table. He's farming elsewhere, he's pushing them tier 1 mid. And importantly, even though the egg goes off, they don't get caught in it. Tiny's the only one who got stunned by it, but even he was very far away for it, so...
Yeah, and he was like full HP anyway, so they weren't going to be able to do anything with that.
So it wasn't really an effective Supernova egg, despite the fact it goes off. You need to find a way to, egg under, like as you tornado them or something, so you can kind of force them to get stunned and turn and fight, kill the egg, or just, be in a bad position. Wasn't so much the case. Hard to do that because of just, Storm being kind of elusive. He's going to always be able to disengage. Weaver, same thing. Just Tiny, who's kind of a bit slower and clunkier. We'll see a fast Necro one on the Arc Warden to do some early pressure and pushing, but he is going back for a Midas, so wanting to have a bit of that balance, pushing with the greed.
Frost positions himself on the high ground here around this mid lane. Seeing if Mage does head over. But Mage keeping his distance. Continuing to stay under the cover of the invis. Looking for setup. There's going to be TP into mid to back him up. Just the temp is double, but still can kick out a lot of damage. Hanskin goes for the stun on it. Extra TP's coming in as MNT joins in the mid lane, but TFT are already out and back over to their side of the river. So nothing to be found here for Lithium. Just more and more space being made for Madara.
Yeah, it really is quite the Madara game right now. He needs to do a lot, get pretty big this game. It's going to be tough because of all the mobility in play. Ooh. Gets the Necrobook, but also takes quite a bit of damage. Just want to stick around with the Necro Reaper potentially coming to play. Second Necrobook's also there, so heavy push. Seeing a bit of a resurgence of this Necrobook Arc Warden build in recent days. Even just the casual Necro 1 is a pushing tool.
There we go, haste rune on Hanskin. As he's looking to try and chase this down. There's a fair few of them though as they turn with the Fire Blast. Nether was going to be dropped down by Jonas and found the Greyfly. The blast is bringing down some of the members low. They try for the Reaper's Staff on Hanskin, but it's not enough to kill him off. Hanskin will finally fall there as the Wraith does connect from the Arc Warden. But now TFT is finding the trades. They'll move in, they'll find Peksu on the Ogre. Can they get on top of any more? They've found 2 for 1. In goes the zip from Chessie. He's closed the gap onto Madara. Gets the slow, but there's the tornado turnaround from Mage. Holds the 2 of them back. Chessie very low on the mana. He's still going to try and chase this one down there. The bubble's out. The Shikuchi 4 from Frost will keep eyes onto the Arc Warden as Chessie gets the final touch. Takes down the Arc Warden. Frost, he's even looking to see if he could get more, but he won't chase to the shrine. Knows that the shrine's available.
Storm getting the much needed and important kill on the Arc Warden, who been kind of quietly just farming away most of this game, and Storm now top of the net worth chart.
He's playing it really well, Chessie. I mean, we saw sort of, as you said, a lot of time sort of spent in the jungle, but every time that he sort of left and made these plays, he's getting away with it. 3-0-4. He's making the right moves.
Yeah, it's the fact he's kind of been in the jungle, but also managed to have constant impact. Like, it doesn't feel like he's just been missing off the map, AFK farming. He's been missing off the map, and then coming out and having a big impact, getting a key kill, like the Necrophos up top, Arc Warden down bottom. It's always these big core heroes that are going down, not just, oh, he found an Ogre Magi, there goes the 5 position. Having this Kaya, that was the key item. Just having all that extra mana efficiency allowed him to make those big, longer jumps. And end result is Radiant, get some kills, push a tier 1 tower. There's some TP out from bottom, we'll be okay here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Frost, got to find this mid tower. Maelstrom done.
Fortified.
Illusion.
Top lane Hanskin. Soon enough, Mage steps a little too far forward. 750 gold towards his Blink Dagger on the Tiny. Chessie wants to go for the Orchid next. MT is going to dive forward. Madara coming across as well, but Chessie zips away. Keeps his distance. They'll take the tower. No deny will be there from Lithium. It's now 3k gold lead. 10-3, 16 minutes in. TFT off to a good start once again.
Oh, absolutely. TFT just seems to be very solid all around. Like even the game one that we missed completely, looking at the drafts and the game recap, was a long hour-long game where they started off strong. So,
oh, they've found him. Is there anything they can do about this? Pugna's kind of close, but not close enough.
With the hood, he can survive and tank the Bedlam damage and heal up with 1 charges and Ghost Shroud as well. So minus on Madara, farming mode activated for him, and he'll pop the double minus immediately.
That's bottom lane. They do find Jonas can farm. Reaper's Scythe kill, he's off the map for 50 seconds. Era will be able to get himself away as he drops down the maze and make sure that he can't be chased by Peksu. They do find a decent pick off there for Kezu. A nice bit of gold as they put an end to the streak of the Pugna. As Hansken 1600 towards that Blink, getting closer and closer up here on the top lane. Frost putting the pressure in onto this tier 2 tower, skipping the creeps. MNT has to dive away.
Dire's top tower
He's
is under
able to play very aggressive, farm deep in the map. Willow can do the same thing. This bottom lane is not a safe place to be for most heroes, but because of Shadow Realm and Bedlam, he's able to push out the wave and also escape should he get ganked from this troublesome part of the map.
Ooh, hunting for Hansken.
Yeah, can he find a TP out? He's actually, oh, he tree grabbed his way out. Let's say I didn't think he had a Quelling Blade, but that's a unique way of doing it. He's out. Nice little juke.
Oh, he's fine. No, won't search anymore. He's out. Maelstrom, nearly done, of course. That double Midas, essentially. Just jump-starting Madara towards that chest. He does have an Invis rune here. Needs a bit more than just himself. You've got Era coming across.
With Era, this is
here we go. The Vortex, dragging him in. He has the Shrine. Doesn't matter. The burst too much from the Remnants. Chessie finding a big kill there, slowing down Madara's farm. And I believe that, what was the Midas status on Madara? Was he about to have it ready to use again?
I think he was just about to have it ready. Oh, he just used it.
Oh, he did
okay. Just got it off.
Just used it. It's all good.
That would have been a whole lot worse if you didn't get it off before dying. And minus on Invoker as well. Very, greedy Dota coming out from the Dire side. Double minus with a Necro in their 3-position role who isn't playing as greedy, but just this hero is kind of a bit greedier by nature. Really that like utility offlaner that's just like, looking to start fights. He's a hero that wants to get decent amount of farm on himself. We'll see if TFT can take advantage. It feels like they already are taking advantage. They're up 3k gold and in large due to the fact, they're actively taking these fights, finding pickoffs while their opponents are playing a bit more on the farmy side. Orchid close to completion as well. That's going to give Storm incredible pickoff on most of these heroes. Necro will have a Yule Scepter probably at a similar time, so he's not as much of a viable option.
Oh, 20-minute runes coming up. So he's going to be able to grab control of those. You can see both teams sort of gearing up for a fight down bottom as Chessie is going to lead in. He zips straight forward. He's trying to go for this one. Gets the Vortex, sees the rest of them and zips out. It's a bit of a scary fight for TFT to take. Blink Dagger has just been picked up by Hansken. See if he can get any sort of combos. He's going for the runes, in fact, himself. Down bottom with the EMP, they'll be able to nuke down the Dark Willow. Era's gone. So they get a support kill, but that is that down there. And overall, I think TFT, did they get the majority of the bounty runes whilst that was all going down?
I think they got 3 or... yeah, 3 of the bounty runes.
So a lot of attention being taken there to get that Dark Willow kill. Now, Chessie has got himself on top of Kez. They've got the magical burst. Is it enough? There we have the grab find, the life drain slowing him down, and it will be. Kezu has found out. There's Chessie. I think Chessie was super close to having that Orchid, right?
Yeah, he's just about, he was like 100 gold. Yeah, he's got it now after that kill. So likely the kills will kind of ramp up now with this Orchid. It's a great kill option for numerous of these Dire heroes, whether it's the Phoenix to stop the Supernovas and whatnot coming out, the Arc Wardens when you get on top of him. Invokers from using his spells, Necro, same thing with the Ghost Shroud. Very handy item to have this game. Arc Warden is still top of the net worth chart, but does feel like at least they will have some gap closing options as this game goes on to perhaps answer the Arc Warden.
Radiant are scanning.
Let's see if they can find the jump here. Hansken, of course, with that blink at the ready. Kezu has got to be a little careful. And Ndidi gets right back behind that tier 2 tower. Aware that there could be more waiting for him here. If they show, Hansken could jump and burst him. Kezu comes forward, he may be a little too far. Hansken turns with a burst. Kezu will be glimmered. Sunray as well from MNC keeps Kezu safe.
He's having the Phoenix ready in the right position there to help him out.
He's got the Yules complete as well now, Kezu. So it's a lot harder for them to sort of jump on. And of course has that way of removing the silence as well if he gets gone upon by Chessie with his Orchid.
You need to be careful using those kind of self-Yules that you don't set up, something like a Avalanche or whatever it may be. Even Terrorize can be used off of a defensive Yules, so you can set up your opponents at the same time. What can Hands can do now with this completed Blink Dagger? Can he perhaps set up on?
Kezu. Found Hansken. Chasing him down. Hansken again though with the Dukes. Not going to matter though because here's Peksu and Mage. They've found him. As they'll run him down, Kezu. Does he want to drop the Scythe for this one? He is not going to get the chance to do so. He'll keep the Scythe for now. Doesn't want to use it. So it's the Tiny taken out. Elsewhere though, TFT putting the pressure up top lane. That tier 2 tower looking to be in trouble.
Yeah, doesn't look like it's being defended either. But let this one go. Storm getting closer and closer to his next item. He's just continuing to accelerate and farm. BKB is what he has in mind. Just able to go flying in, not worry about the Invoker spells, the Ogre stuns, all the magic damage in play. There we go for this. It's a nice little chunk of gold if you can kill these Tempest doubles, but it was expiring fairly soon.
Let the fun begin.
And once that BKB's on Chessie, he's going to be feeling pretty invincible this game. Nothing that sort of threatens his life then. Every time he has the BKB available, unless he does get himself massively out of position and out of mana. Should be able to play around the full lineup.
Yep. It's for Dire, similar thing, kind of just stalling it out. Keeping this like kind of TFT gold lead pretty stagnant. It's been 2k for quite some time. They're continuing to farm on the Invoker. And continue to farm a lot on the Arc Warden with his Midas. You can see Radiant, though, getting a lot more experience out of the map.
So Kezu did have an Invis there, but not going to get eyes on Frost. Frost out of them. Frost now with the Lincolns. A lot harder for Kezu to deal with alone. Unless he wants to try and use that Yules to proc it, but that could leave him in a vulnerable situation. Full Veil on Pugna. So between him and sort of the entire lineup, there's a lot of magical damage from TFT.
Oh yeah, Dire side's definitely going to need some BKBs of their own, I feel.
Yeah, straight off the Ags. I mean, even the Evoker. I mean, maybe he feels confident with the Quaswex.
Oh, gets with the Orchid bit. But the Cape saves his life.
Turn for the easier kill onto Peksu. As Peksu will fall.
And Pugna was there, but kind of in an awkward spot now that they got the first kill. And hey, they don't have Frost, so he just takes this bottom tier 2 tower. Finds himself happily in a good spot and do some damage to Madara, who TP's in. Can't really chase for that kill, but definitely showing signs of what he is potentially going to be doing later on in the game.
Slowly, TFT getting that lead. Or Mage. No, he's around here. He's actually going to show himself. He wants to try and go for this. The egg's going to come out. They have the Shrine too. They'll look towards Hansken. Already Frost, he's out of there. Hansken might not be quite as fortunate as they do collapse upon him, and Hansken tornadoed up. There's Sunray there as well. They'll get the Tiny. But Frost gets out, and that is the Supernova being used for that support kill.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you feel too happy about that for the Dire side. Tiny is, with the blink, as 4 position, is scaling not too poorly. Playing, Jonas wants this money. He's gonna, did he get it? Didn't see the gold numbers pop up.
Oh, did I die to a creep maybe?
Or expired even. It didn't look like it was about.
Huh?
I couldn't tell. I couldn't.
No,
tell.
it looked like I had more time on it.
Maybe. Who knows?
Oh, mid lane, Mage.
Oof.
They found him, and yeah, he's got the money pretty much for the BKB, Chesty. He's level 20 as well. He's been having a very clean game on the Storm. 5-0-6. He's not messing up.
He's played a near flawless.
Just yeah, he couldn't have done anything more. Couldn't have done anything less. He's playing it perfect.
Yeah, Aqua's insanely farm though. I mean, part of this is just the nature of double Midas.
I mean, he's got double Midas, double Miona.
Yeah, just
and the bots. You know, he's in full farm mode.
Yep. He really is going to be largely down to him as far as this game goes. Invoker's having a bit of a rough time. Necro's not farming all too well. Madara really wants to bring down this Pugna ward, but going to get going on. This is his Tempest double, of course, not his actual hero getting going on.
Roche sitting in a half health.
Radiant are scanning.
See what they can do heading over here. The smoke coming into play. TFT.
I think they know that.
Oh, smoke on smoke. Who's going to make the jump first? They see Kesha, they silence him. They zip forward Chessie with the BKB, ready to kick the fight off. They got the Terrorize, sending back the Ogre, the Supernova coming out from the side. Can they take it down? Frost turning towards it. Have they got enough hits to bring it out? They can't. They've got to back off. The Reaper side comes down. It's not enough damage straight up to get the kill onto Jonas and Vanish. Jonas Van gets the blast out, gets the double kill. He does lose his life, but he brought 3 heroes down with him.
The Pugna was just alive the entire time, killing everyone.
Oh, and Chessie's ready for
Phoenix
more cleanup.
Up.
He comes in with a big zip. He used a lot of his mana for that.
Weaver's back in though. They should be able to get the final kills.
Yeah, Madara, the last one left alive here as Hanskin and Frost get on top of him and get the team wipe.
Ooh, that Necrobot.
TFT showing us some of this, you know, very tight team play that they've come to be able to produce.
Yeah, it was a great egg. He got the perfect Fire Spirit on the target he needed to, the Weaver, so his egg just didn't melt to the Gemini attacks. Weaver actually got forced to run away, and the Reaper from Kezu, if he found the Weaver with that instead of the other target who didn't actually die in the Reaper, he may have actually found the Weaver kill, got some regen, stayed alive. Instead, they just couldn't quite get him the kill he needed. The Reaper won at that, and yeah, Nether Ward, right in the middle of that fight, in the middle of all 5 TFT heroes. It was just never addressed. They're casting spells under Nether Ward the entire time, and Pugna's just smiling and laughing.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
TFT certainly looking to be on the road to potentially another victory here this game 3. Spirit Vessel complete for Era. It's going to cause problems, of course, for heroes like the Necrophos if he's already used his heals. Those heals will be diminished. It's Madara just trying to do his best to keep this game going, and that split push stands. Well, as you can see, they've got ways of killing it.
Bonus gold that time around. And Storm is just always on the hunt at this stage, it feels like, able to play around some of this good Radiant Vision near the enemy's secret shop and able to just find pickoffs in these fights with relative ease almost, it seems.
See what they've got mid-chesty. He's in immediately. They've got the silence. They've got the control. No chance for Mage. He can't get his way out of this one.
Yeah, pulls
no
him
sort of
out the
save
bubble.
play.
Trying to use the bubble to get him on the edge.
Oh, getting the Necro books as well there for the Tiny. 20 to 8.
Just like Dire side aren't making too many plays right now. They're just sitting back, waiting to get picked off. The kill score is pretty one-sided, even though the gold is not insanely different.
I'm feeding a few too many of these Tempest doubles now.
Yeah, 180 apiece, and it's just free gold going the way of Pugna at this point, who's recognizing that. You know, these Tempest doubles are just going to boot to travel around. If I ever see one, I'm just going to focus it down with the life drain. Why not?
Chessie still with the Aegis and the Haze Rune going for the Bloodthorn build, as he's got the money for that Crystallis. 1k more and he'll have that Bloodthorn complete. As we've seen already, even just as it is with just the plain Orchid, still enough silence and damage to allow him to kill big cores like Mage's Invoker at this moment in time.
Yeah, this storm needs to be addressed at some point, and the Scythe of Vice of Madara's Arc Warden is going to be the attempted answer for him. Very likely to see a Lincoln's type pick up for Storm when he perhaps fears this at some point, but there's plenty of ways to also break that Lincoln's. Arc Warden has plenty of tools. He's also got a double hex. Goes into the BKB, wants these kills, and
oh, has he got it? He doesn't have detection, so Madara's going to live for now. I say he's going to live for now, he's not. As Chessie can chase him down, get the finishing touch with the Glimmer Cape wears off, they zip in. They're going to find MNC potentially here as well. No, they want to back off. They're a little scared, a little deep. Chessie's low on mana. A tiny dig drop down in return. Chessie pushing on, damage being done here to this tier 1 tower. Frost as well, ready to front the push.
Are they going to commit to this one? With the Aether Lens plugin, they can just blast from safe range. If you can get the tier 3 tower, it opens up these shrines, which would be very nice for them. It seems like that's the general idea right now with Arc Warden still dead.
And Chessie just clarity up, getting himself prepared to go in once again with the mana. Fortification is going to come out. Netherward in a tricky position though for them to deal with. Mage drops a combo, takes half of his health off because of that ward.
That's the tower. They don't have to really stay around for much more. They know Arc Warden's respawning. They also know they can fall back, take shrines, grab a DD. When you've got this map control and you have a Storm on your team, Storm is probably the hero in the game that uses runes the best.
Yeah.
Across the board, DD's regens, he's amazing. Kaya, not Kaya, the Arcane Rune does the same thing as Kaya. Fantastic as well on him, so they'll grab a DD and instantly smoke up. Use the DD right away with the bottle charges to get some extra health.
Is Chessie's BKB available again? It is, yeah. If BKB goes in with the DD and a Bloodthorn, that's the kill.
Does he want to go in blind, though? How bold does he want to be?
There's that sentry down.
Weaver's going to be
smoked.
Storm's just like, give me some vision.
Straight for the egg, straight for the Phoenix. Make sure there's no chance of a supernova, as that's going to be the Phoenix down for 50. He finds himself a second as he takes down Pexu as well. Chessie, now godlike with a double kill, 9-0 and 10 on his Storm Spirit. The magnetic field buying some time here for the melee racks in the middle lane. Buyback, of course, coming out from Pexu as they'll look to push back TFT for now. Chessie is on to full mana, full HP. The Aegis just expired. And level 25 Weaver, of course, in play as well. Frost with that Shikuchi movement speed. Going to be even more of a nuisance for the side of Lithium to control. The root catching out Kezu. There's the zip again. Look at the backlines. Chessie locks down immediately onto the Invoker. Won't be able to kill him, just playing around with him. As they'll focus back towards the middle racks. The magnetic field not enough to save it as the blast comes in from the Onison fan. As the final tribe have found the full set of racks mid with very little problem at all.
Just kind of walked in, walked out with the racks down and find themselves in a pretty decisive lead here. Not astronomical with the raw gold lead, but they are completely controlling this game. Now the Rax advantage is going to become even easier to do so with the mid lane always pushing in. Kind of use that map control to get some good wards up. They're using it to take shrines. Can use it to secure things like Roshans in the future. It's just going to be a game of objectives for TFT, who are very close to advancing here in the upper bracket of this closed qualifier.
Lithium starting for sort of the first time the last 5 minutes to move out on the map. Very hard for them to really find any action though, with the lead and the sort of item ahead on each of the cores that TFT are, as that is a completed nullifier for Frost on his Weaver. So between him and Chessie's Bloodthorn, a guaranteed pick off in whoever they join forces and go upon. And they should have no problem doing so with that movement speed from the 25 Shikuchi. They can both just make a beeline for whoever they wish to take out of the fight.
Pretty much nullifies the Necro Ghost Shroud, and a big part of this hero against Weaver. And when you can get up to that nullifier on a Weaver against a Necro, it just means you can go on him anytime you want. You defusal him, and then if he pops Ghost Shroud, you just instantly nullify and purge it off. It's very difficult to play against this. What has he got? He's got the Yule Scepter, which you can also purge off. I guess he can Yule's himself, and if you nullify that, you Ghost Shroud after the nullifier. But definitely ways that Weaver can now actually somewhat outplay Necro with this item build. Waiting for runes, and it will be another DD rune Storm.
He wants it. May give away his position if there's wards down. there isn't. He'll take the risk anyway, grabs it. There's the jump forward, quick blink out, return though. Kezu's able to get himself back. Do they really want to come out and fight this? I mean, Mage, he's leading forward. The Nether Ward is down. He's going to look towards Jonas and Van. He's ready to try and fight and try for this poke to kill. He's going for it, but still, the ward's still there. They haven't taken down the ward. There's no way, surely, that the Dire side can fight into this one. As Chessie goes forward, he does get a Hex. That Hex does get them the kill onto the Storm Spirit, but they've lost 2. The rest of TFT still fighting strong, though, as 3, 4, 5 dead on Lithium.
That may be close to the game. They just can't put together a fight here. Storm just happy to buy back and force things once more. He knows he buys back. That's going to force the Dire team to buy back, because otherwise you're looking at multiple lanes, potentially mega creeps, and third buyback comes in. The other two just don't have it.
They don't. At least, I mean, the Invoker's back up in 20 because he's not, of course, insanely leveled at this part of the game due to how well TFT's been playing against him. Only level 17 on the Invoker at 37 minutes.
Does look like some of these buybacks are going to at least delay the push, and looks like even like it's going to entirely deter the push. So one Storm buyback, it seems fine. You baited out several Dire buybacks. 3 of them, as they will await Roshan and be eagerly hoping that Chessie can grab himself an Aegis, since he's going to be playing with that buyback for a period of time here. This is where Lithium need to dig deep. They find some way to get this good team fight put together around the Supernova. Use the Reaper. It feels like part of the problem is, like, it almost just needs to be used as a disable to help protect the egg, but then you're not getting those Reaper kills in fights. But getting the extra respawn time isn't the big thing, to be honest. If you need it for a stun or for some damage, that's honestly sometimes just fine.
Illusion.
On mid lane. They're heading out once again with this smoke. Heading towards this Roche area. They're looking for that wraparound, see if they can get some sort of surprise jump.
It's Weaver, though. He's a great hero to spot those out.
And get out of there. Not going to find anything with this one. By the looks of it. It's now TFT. They're ready to go themselves. They smoke. They lead in. Already, though, you can see sort of the timidness here from Lithium as they back towards their base.
Yeah, from Lithium, but I think to a certain extent TFT want to be careful too. The Storm using his buyback puts him in this slightly sketchy position. So constant standoff around this Roche pit. They see a respawn, they instantly go in. I think they feel like it's unlikely Dire side contest this just due to the nature of their lack of buybacks. If they contest it and lose the fight, it's game over. But at the same time, if they don't and give Storm an Aegis cheese, could be near game over as well. And they scatter, but it's too late to actually do anything about it. Aegis and cheese both picked up by Storm. I like that he takes both of these. He's the one playing super aggressive on the front lines, diving in for these kills and give him not just a second life, but even kind of a second and a half, the cheese.
Down the mid lane they'll push. This could be...
What happened here? Just a Tempest double. Chessie.
Does take a lot of damage from the double.
Very low. Is he going to use the cheese? Looks like he's going to go for the bottle. He's got plenty of runes floating around to grab.
Oh, I came down bottom if he wants it. Regen as well up top. They're both beautiful. Maybe he can keep them both going.
Yep, definitely possible. Just bottle up that one while the regen's still going for a little bit longer.
Keep that mana used, so got that maximum benefit.
The 40-minute rune's definitely a big buff to certain heroes like Storm, who will very easily take advantage of them and fly around the map and actually bother to pick them up later in the game.
He's just picked up his level 25 thanks to how quickly he could just farm at those camps with that extra mana. As into the base they go. TFT once again ready to pressure on. 40 minutes in, 21k lead. They're eyeing up another set of racks on this top lane. What can Lithium do about it?
Spam these spark wraiths, I guess. Try to keep them out, keep them away. At some point Storm may just be like, oh, I'm jumping in. Let's go this Arcane for a little bit longer. Looks like he's looking for a bigger fish to jump on. Someone like a Phoenix, maybe.
Barracks are under attack.
Here we go. And he goes straight away. Tornado's going to be there in response. He'll zip straight back out away from the combo. EMP's not going to catch anyone. Hex is out. They're focused down onto the Storm. He's getting forced to the side. So is Jonas Fan. Jonas Fan who gets forced to the side. Jonas Fan will be fine. Chessie does fall low. But does still have that second life, that third life as well, effectively, as he'll just eat the cheese. Back up to full. Now mid lane. Oh, sorry, top lane. They're going in. Chessie's just right in.
Yep.
Pushing them back.
Pugner just wants to keep blasting this, I think, whenever possible. Play the slow siege game. Storm is going to get the range tracks at least. Can he get the melee, though? This is a much tougher ask.
They're going to jump forward. They get the Hex. Madara. If they get the follow-up damage, no. Because Storm again, forced to the side. Chessie's going to be fine.
Dire's middle tower is under
Again,
attack.
Storm, even after surviving these, doesn't want to turn around and go back in on the other way. He now hits level 25.
And he's got Lincoln Sphere as well now, Storm. So those sort of hexes going to be less likely to catch him out. Now in Zip and Chessie. Baiting around, allowing the space for Frost to the Rex as they're now down to half health. Frost does get stunned up. They get the Reaper side down as well. That's Frost dead for 145 seconds. He'll buy back. Chessie has also lost the Aegis. As now Frost, he did it. He buy back. He time lapsed in. He's got the BKB. He's focusing the Supernova. Can they kill that Supernova in time? They can. As 2 dead on the side of the die without buyback. Make that the third. As Mage will buy back. But this is looking close to being over.
Yeah, getting very, very grim here. Just the Melirex at top. Definitely want to finish this one off. Even if you can't get the Mega Creeps down bottom. Storm bouncing around. Doesn't want to deal with these Necrobooks right now. And yeah, they'll use the Rax now.
Barracks has
If
fallen.
they go for any more. More runes have spawned. DD down bottom. One of the magic runes we've been talking about for the Storm in the late game. But with 3 still dead, none of which have buyback. It should be Mega Creeps, and that may be the game here.
Yep, Chessie. He's in. Finds himself Pexu buys back. It's just Pexu and Mage. As Mage had a bit of a rough one this game on the Invoker. Wasn't able to get much started. 3, 6, and 5.
Barracks are under attack.
As this game, just like game 2 really, TFT just looking to be the stronger team today.
Yeah, TFT's really showing up this time. After a less than impressive major qualifiers, they're here. They know, minus Sweden. That's our country.
It is, yeah. This is their homeland.
We don't want to go straight to Malaysia.
No,
Let's take the journey through Sweden.
Absolutely. All going to plan as they'll go down the mid. Tier 4s to fall. As soon we'll see the tap out
Yeah.
from Lithium.
Dire's
As there we go. GG is called as TFT will be the victors in this series. 2-1. They will move forward to the winners bracket final.
Yep.
In this double elimination playoff, and they will get the luxury to play against either Liquid or Mango Bay.
Tough one. Who knows
Tough
who's going
one.
to win that?
Tough one indeed, but yeah, I think all in all, this series just showing us that TFT that they look the strongest. I don't think there's any sort of surprise really in terms of their lineup. Sure, they did have a change, but they only they changed 1 player.
Yep.
And the other 4 of them have been playing for pretty much the entirety of last season.
Yep.
Kezu's stack is a much more recent, obviously just after TI they sort of formed as the team. And I think there's definitely signs of hope, but it's just going to take a bit more time compared to a team like TFT who's had a long time to sort of gel as the 4 at least. And then, obviously always, they brought Chessie in, right?
Brought Chessie in.
Instead of Bad Blow.
Swap role too, so
Yeah, so a little bit of a change, but already is.
No.
We know that they're gonna have that synergy there. These guys, they're a great bunch of mates. They know each other very, very well, and they've got that team play. The coordination looks absolutely fantastic from the Final Tribe.
Yeah, and they're just improving constantly. I feel like that's my biggest takeaway with this team because they had that stable roster. I mean, changing 1 player to me is still stable in terms of Dota. It's like they changed after TI and all that. Week after week, month after month, like you see them 6-9 months ago and like, oh, this team could be the next, one of the next good teams in Europe.
Yeah.
Then they go to their first LAN, they get better. They kind of disappear for a little bit, then you see them again and it's like, okay, they're looking all right, new roster. Then today, this week ago, they weren't great. Today, they're a whole lot better. So it seems like they're just on this constant upwards trajectory, always looking at ways to move forward and improve as a team, which is good stuff.
Absolutely. Well, what did we say? Did we predict this? I can't remember. What do we go with?
Went with...
No, you went.
We were both right. Yeah, we were both TFT.
I thought you went with the Mage Invoker.
No.
You did. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm falling asleep. It's, we're at like hour
Wait,
11.
what did you go with? You went with... But did we both have the same?
Yeah, we both did TFT.
Okay, we both had the same. We both
did TFT.
Yeah, we both went TFT.
We're good. I think. We'll watch the lot. Twitch chat, let us know.
Someone let us know.
Okay.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I'm not
Easy.
cheating.
So we both went with TFT. We're both correct. So TFT, as I say, they are going to be playing again today. They'll be playing in the last series of EU. The next series of EU, it is Team Liquid. I don't know who they are. But they're versus Mango Bay.
Oh, those guys. I love those guys.
Mango Bay, ladies and gentlemen. Hoo, hoo, hoo. There's going to be a lot of Mango Bay fans in the chat. Liquid, be kind to Liquid. I hear they're a new roster, you know. Just, you know, give them a bit of leeway. Might be a tough matchup. No, don't be too harsh. I don't want to see any lulls in chat. Lots of smiley faces, a lot of positivity, please, for these players. So, yeah, Liquid. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys. But Mango Bay, that's the team I want to be watching. These guys are scary stuff. That's going to be coming up after the break, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go anywhere. Liquid versus Mango Bay is going to be on your screens just after these ads.